Ladies and gentlemen, please join in the singing of our Canadian National Anthem, led by Eve Richardson from the Victoria Conservatory of Music.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all thy sons' command, with glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you, Eve. I'm now pleased to introduce Roberta Mason, Associate Vice President, to deliver the invocation.
On this very special day, we pause to give thanks. We are thankful for the splendor of this world, for the wonder of life, for the mystery of love. We are thankful for the beauty and bounty of this traditional territory of the Coast Salish people upon which we meet today. We are thankful for tasks which demand our best efforts and for leading us to accomplishments which satisfy and delight us, and which benefit our communities and our world. Each graduate here today met the challenges of their academic program and the challenges of balancing complex lives with study, family, and work. We are thankful for the contributions they have made and will continue to make for years to come. We are thankful for the bonds forged through our shared experiences, bonds that will continue to offer support and encouragement as our graduates turn their attention and energy to new challenges, although rest will come first and should be savored. We are thankful for the support of family, friends, colleagues, faculty, and staff who have shared so much with our graduates who will cross this stage today and become alumni. They join the alumni of the Royal Roads Military College as members of our storied past. We are thankful today for the honor of including the Royal Roads Military College Mace, which returns to our convocation. Finally, to our graduates, let the studies you began at Royal Roads be a door to lifelong learning. May you bring truth to the motto, living our learning.
Thank you, Roberta. Please be seated. I would now like to introduce our academic platform party. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chancellor of Royal Roads University and Chair of the University's Board of Governors, Dr. J. Peter Meekison, OC. The President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. Alan Cahoon. The Vice President Academic and Provost, Dr. Stephen Grundy. Vice President Marketing, Recruitment, and Business Development, Ms. Cindy McLeod. Associate Vice President, Ms. Roberta Mason. the Dean of the Faculty of Social and Applied Sciences, Dr. Matthew Hines. The Honorable Ida Chong, Minister of Community, Sport, and Cultural Development. The Associate Vice President, Research, Dr. Mary Bernard. Members of our Board of Governors, General Kent Foster, Mr. Tony Ruffalo, the Honorable Mary Collins, Ms. Rabina Jamal, Dr. Will Lowe, Mr. Joel Rosenberg, and Mr. Wayne Strandland. Members of the university's faculty.
Members of the Board of Governors, faculty, special guests, graduates, and friends, today is the 30th convocation for Royal Roads University. You may know that the word convocation is derived from the Latin convocatio. It is defined as an ecclesiastical or academic assembly. The earliest convocations were religious assemblies whose origins can be traced back to a time before the Norman Conquest in 1066. It is a group that has been convoked, a word also derived from the Latin convocare. To convoke means to call together. Today we have done just that. We have called you together in this academic assembly to admit you to your various degrees and certificates. While convocation is a time to pause and reflect, it is also a time to recognize and celebrate the academic achievements of today's graduating class through the conferring of degrees and certificates. As I said, it's a celebration, so when your favorite graduate crosses the stage, it's okay to say, "Way to go, Mom. Well done, Dad." These documents, or parchments, as they were once called, are a visible and a lasting reminder of your individual academic accomplishments and the effort you have spent in pursuing them. When the government of British Columbia established Royal Roads University in 1995, it was the 5th public university in the province. From its very inception, it was designed to be different. It's not just that its campus is spectacular and that it is a National Historic Site. Royal Roads' mandate differs from those of other universities, and that its academic programs are limited to, and I quote, solely the applied and professional fields. This directive has defined and shaped the distinctive interdisciplinary academic programs that Royal Roads offers. Royal Roads also differs from other universities in that most of its degree programs are delivered through distance education, supplemented by on-campus residencies, all this being known as a blended model. In this respect, it has become the university of the future. Unlike the first universities where the students went to university, as a matter of policy, Royal Roads took the university to the students. This approach has meant that many of our graduates were able to earn a degree through careful juggling of their work and family obligations while pursuing and fulfilling their academic objectives, not only in Canada, but overseas. Now that you have completed your programs, how will you apply what you have learned as you go forward with your own lives? The unique aspect of the programs that you have just completed is that they are applied. We graduate problem solvers in a world looking for solutions. Over the next few decades, we will need to grapple with significant challenges both in Canada and globally, be they economic, environmental, political, or social. And we will need new ways of addressing them. And all of you will be involved in helping to find solutions. Our students are individuals who have been there, done that, and who choose at some point in their working life to go back to university or to go to university for the first time. The people who have taught you, who have developed the online courses, who have advised you and supported you, have all worked hard to live up to your expectations. The successful completion of your academic program is their reward. Our graduates consistently report back that their education here has been a life-changing experience. Education is something you never lose, and as you travel along life's journey, you will discover that education is continuous, or put another way, lifelong. One is never too old to learn. Well, let me tell you a story. Many years ago now, I was involved in negotiations to draft an amending formula for Canada's Constitution. Till that time, only the British Parliament could amend our Constitution, so Canadians decided it was time to complete our independence. For constitutional geeks like me, it was a heady time. During that time, my wife gave me a maple leaf for Christmas. Not just any maple leaf, but one still retaining its dark crimson color and had been dried, pressed, and beautifully framed on a dark green background. As a piece of art, it certainly made the grade. But that isn't why she gave it to me. She gave it to me because, to her, it represented Canada and all it stood for. And it represented my career as a Canadian political scientist. It is to both of us a symbol of a certain period of our lives and of a culture, a way of life, and an incentive. It has hung above my desk for more than 30 years. I look at it every day, and as I do, I think of many things. Mainly, it reminds me how very fortunate I have been to live in this country. No nation is perfect, and certainly not Canada. But here, unlike some countries around the world, we have opportunity. Opportunity to grow, to risk, and to make life better, not just for ourselves, but for others in this increasingly small world of ours. And we have a society around us that will support us in our endeavors. I've been fortunate to have had the opportunity to help effect change, to aim for something better than what is. I have traveled the length and breadth of this country and much of our neighbor to the south. I've worked for change in countries torn apart by civil war. I've attended meetings and played tourist to many others. It has been an enlightening experience. Bettering what is something we all can and should do in our personal lives, our communities, our country, and sometimes beyond. So, find a symbol of your own that reminds you to strive to make change for the better. Try to be generous with that most valuable commodity, time, to give back some of what has been given to you. Courage, strength, persistence, diligence, and commitment, all of which you have, or you wouldn't be sitting here today. Perhaps this week you'll find something, a picture, an ornament, a box, some memento that you'll keep for the rest of your life to remind you of today and the importance of this milestone in your life, to remind you of how you got here and where you plan to go as a result of obtaining your degree from Royal Roads University. So reflect on the past few years, which I'm sure have witnessed many defining moments for you, and take your new skills back to your communities, your workplaces, your homes, and help to make the world a better place. Good luck to you all.
Asiem Tenseya Haichka. We acknowledge that we are on traditional Coast Salish territory and acknowledge the surrounding territory of the Sanghees, the Esquimalt, Beecher Bay, and the Sauk First Nations. The land beneath Royal Roads University is known as Chicha Mista, which is a Coast Salish name used to refer to the gathering place, which was a place where herbs and medicine were collected, a place devoted to community, a place that there was an opportunity to reflect on change, community needs, and aspirations. So, Mr. Chancellor, Madam Clarkson, distinguished guests, we're here to celebrate the completion of the start of your educational journey. Royal Roads was created, as the Chancellor has mentioned, in 1995 to respond to the emerging needs of a changing workforce. We have over 16,000 alumni in over 60 countries responding to the dominant challenge of our time. We have arrived, graduates. You joined this highly networked community of leaders and learners when you arrived at Royal Roads. Learning and the skills you acquire as part of your education matter for BC, for Canada, and for the world. They result in higher productivity, innovation, labor market development, and overall economic growth. For the learners, they usually result in better wages, greater job satisfaction, greater self-esteem, improved health and quality of life. Learning, however, is not an endpoint. Rather, it is a continuous process. It occurs throughout one's life. For the health of our society has become even more critical in the face of increased globalization. According to David Blunkett, a former UK Secretary of State for Education and Employment, he said, "In a knowledge-driven economy, the continuous updating of skills and the development of lifelong learning will make the difference between success and failure and between competitiveness and decline." As you reflect on your experience at Royal Roads, let me propose 4 pillars for learning. First one is learning to know, the second is learning to do, the third is learning to live together, and the fourth is learning to be. Learning to know, I think you know what that means, the development of skills and knowledge needed in this world, the formal acquisition of literacy, numeracy, critical thinking, and general knowledge, the mastery of those learning tools. Learning to do is the acquisition of applied skills linked to personal success. It's taking that knowledge and applying it in our lives. Third important pillar of learning is the learning to live together. The development of social skills and values such as respect, concern for others, of social and interpersonal skills, the appreciation of cultural diversity. These are fundamental building blocks for social cohesion as they foster mutual trust and support and strengthen our communities and society as a whole. And finally, there's learning to be. Learning that contributes to a person's mind, body, and spirit. Skills include creativity and personal discovery, acquired through readings, through the internet, through activities such as sport and art. These pillars are firmly planted in the bedrock of our applied, team-based experiential model. We have, by design, taken on the challenges of re-envisioning post-secondary education to make it meaningful in the world we live. Last week, the Globe and Mail editorial challenged universities to reconsider the approach to undergraduate education. Let me share with you some of my response to that editorial. First of all, it's important to note that not all excellent post-secondary institutions face the challenge of the editorial. At Royal Roads, we are different. We have purposefully built a suite of high-quality, interdisciplinary, undergraduate and graduate programs. The quality of our distinctive academic programs remain the bedrock of our success. Our core faculty is steeped in teaching excellence and augmented by outside experience, brought into the classroom to give our students real-life experience in learning. There are no 500-plus student classes at Royal Roads, and our students are frequently surprised that their professors know them by name. Our approach is focused and intense, and we are continually striving to improve what we do. The relevance of the model of applied and blended learning was pioneered by Royal Roads, and we've never been stronger in that as we are today. When we were created by the provincial government in 1995, our approach was too different to embrace by some of the more traditional institutions in our sector. That has now changed, and many of these same institutions are attempting to use the technology and applied learning more effectively. Our programs are relevant. We graduate students who are global problem solvers in a world searching for solutions. A Royal Roads education produces critical thinkers who are not only literate in their areas of academic study, but excel in it. Reform that strengthens the quality and effectiveness of our post-secondary system is a good thing. At Royal Roads, we will never stop pursuing improving our performance both in classrooms and on campus. The world continues to change, and to remain relevant, we must change with it. We are building at Royal Roads the foundation to address the needs of a greater commitment to global citizenship. As our knowledge of the world increases, so does our decisions and our responsibility to make wise decisions with regard to wealth creation, to justice, to environment, and peace, among other considerations. Let's all be certain no one possesses the answers to all the pressing issues of our time. The only certainty is that each of us is invested with the responsibility to take action based on knowledge to allow for sustained progress. That's the challenge that we lay out to our graduates. The vital connect between listening, learning, and leading sits at the very heart of our mandate. It's the connection that brought us here today, to celebrate what has been accomplished, to rest for one moment before we continue to solve the problems and create change and opportunity in our world. Today, we will graduate 771 students. 154 of those are from places other than Canada, including Australia, Bangladesh, China, Great Britain, Czech Republic, Germany, Hong Kong, Japan, Lebanon, Mozambique, Peru, New Zealand, Taiwan, Trinidad and Tobago, Zimbabwe, and the United States. Hajka, thank you.
I would now like to call on Minister Chong, Minister of Community, Sport and Cultural Development, to read greetings on behalf of the Government of British Columbia.
Good morning, Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, members of the governing bodies, faculty and staff, family members, special guests, ladies and gentlemen, certainly the Right Honourable Adrienne Clarkson, Honorary Captain Cedric Steele, but most importantly, to all of you graduates. I am so pleased to join with you this morning on the traditional territory of the Coast Salish people on this very auspicious occasion and on the 30th convocation for the Royal Roads University. I am particularly delighted to attend this morning's ceremony to hear remarks from two very special guests. Madame Clarkson is no stranger to British Columbia, certainly no stranger to Victoria. I had the opportunity to meet her on other occasions when she visited as Governor General. She is known for her passion and love of Canada and her dedication and commitment to higher learning and the arts. Cedric Steele, I value as a personal friend, who I know is a family man, an entrepreneur, a successful businessman, a community leader, a philanthropist, a volunteer. He is very deserving of the Royal Roads University Chancellor's Community Recognition Award, as he epitomizes the meaning and the spirit of giving back. So before I read the official greetings on behalf of the Minister of Advanced Education, I would like to add my personal congratulations to all of you graduates. You have been given the opportunity to further your learning, your education, and you have taken up that challenge, dedicating hours, weeks, years to reach this point in time. As the President has said, the world is changing, and it does continue to change. Globally, we are still faced with financial and economic uncertainty. New cures in health and medications have yet to be discovered. Technology and how we communicate with each other continues to change at a rapid pace. And the jobs and careers that you may have 10 years from now have not yet even been determined. So we are looking forward, those of you who graduate today, to change the world, to make it a better place, to protect our environment, to ensure we have a sustainable healthcare system, because that is the challenge before all of you, and we will be depending on you for that. And so now I would like to offer to you the official greetings from Minister Yamamoto, Naomi Yamamoto, who is the Minister of Advanced Education, as well as greetings on behalf of the Premier of the province, the Honourable Christy Clark. Thank you for inviting me to join Royal Roads University's 30th Convocation ceremony, and regret that I cannot be with you to mark this important occasion. The achievements being celebrated today result from hard work and perseverance. Your dedication is a testimony to the importance you place on education and your commitment to realizing your goals. The investment you've made in your education will provide you with far-reaching rewards that will last a lifetime and create a foundation for your success personally and professionally. As you leave school to begin the next stage of your lives, I encourage you to continue your pursuit of excellence through lifelong learning. Congratulations to all the graduates being honored today, along with your families and the faculty and staff at Royal Roads University. Best wishes in all your future endeavors. That's signed sincerely, Naomi Yamamoto, Minister. Thank you so much.
The Royal Roads University Chancellor's Community Recognition Award was created in 1998 to recognize the efforts of individuals and organizations whose actions or service has made an outstanding contribution to their community and to humanity. In addition to the award citation they will receive, the recipient's name is inscribed on the plaque you see here on the stage today, which is kept on display at Royal Roads University, and it's here behind me. I'm sure you can't see the writing on it, but it's there. It's my pleasure to introduce the recipient of this year's award. Would Cedric Steele please come forward?
Thank you, sir.
Cedric personifies integrity and community spirit. Through his dealings in business, volunteering, and with the Canadian Navy, he has made an undeniable mark on Greater Victoria. Those who know him are quick to describe Cedric as someone eager to help others, be it in business or in life. He has applied his optimistic outlook to his work as president of Cedric Steele & Associates Limited and various community projects, most notably initiatives to honor the Royal Canadian Navy. In a partnership that spanned 17 years, Cedric worked closely with the Canadian Forces Liaison Council to promote a closer relationship between the business community and the armed forces. Appointed an honorary captain of the Navy in 1997, Cedric was awarded the United States Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal in 1999 and Gold Star in lieu of a second Achievement Medal in 2000 for his work with the aircraft carriers USS John C. Stennis and USS Abraham Lincoln. A Canadian Forces Decoration Medal followed in 2009 for 12 years of service to the Navy. Cedric was instrumental in the placement of the Navy's homecoming statue in Victoria's Inner Harbor as part of the Canadian Navy's 100th anniversary celebrations in 2010. The following year, he received the Meritorious Service Medal for his involvement with the Canadian Navy. His name can be found in any number of boards and committees across the city, including the Greater Victoria Chamber of Commerce, Glen Lyon Norfolk School, and the Queen Alexandra Centre for Children's Health. He also served 6 years at the Victoria Police Board, and he currently sits on the advisory board for the Salvation Army. He is a founding member of the Royal Roads University Council. For his steadfast contribution to building partnerships in business, community, and Canada's Navy, we honor Cedric Steele with the Chancellor's Community Recognition Award at Royal Roads University.
Thank you, sir.
Chancellor Meekerson, Right Honourable Adrian Clarkson, and Madame, what an honour it's been for me to share the stage with you today. Members of the Board of Governors, President Cahoon, faculty members, graduates, distinguished guests, dear friends, and family members. It has been a great honour for me to be involved with Royal Roads University for the last number of years. I have thoroughly enjoyed my experience as co-chair of the Fellows of Royal Roads University. There has been considerable interest by community members in assisting Royal Roads in reaching its objectives. Our community at large is very impressed with the entrepreneurial spirit and the style of the university. Since immigrating to Canada in 1966, I have felt the desire to repay this great country for all the benefits our family has received by devoting my time, energy, and resources to make our community and country a better place. I had very little capital when I arrived, so I began networking with my peers, and when I found like-minded people, I began syndicating real estate, which allowed us all to benefit from our collective skills. I respectfully suggest to the graduates today that networking and being a mentor is an imperative for future success. As you give of your time and your knowledge, you will find that you benefit more from your involvement with various organizations than you provide to them. In our own family's experience, we have had our son Sean graduate with a Bachelor of Commerce degree from Royal Roads University, and we have seen the great benefits that he has derived from this experience. He is continuing his education at Royal Roads University, and we are most pleased with his decision. Finally, dear graduates, I admire you for your hard work, and now achieving this educational milestone in your life is a wonderful achievement. This will serve to strengthen your foundation as you build a career and a fulfilling life. Please be a bridge between people, communities, and countries, and make this a better world for all of us. Mr. Chancellor, you've honored me greatly, sir, and I thank you and Royal Roads University very much indeed for this great honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Cedric. We are pleased to confer the Honorary Doctor of Laws degree today. General Foster, will you please present the honorary degree candidate, the Right Honorable Adrian Clarkson.
No matter the medium, no matter the role, Madam Clarkson's remarkable career has been shaped by her constant championing of tolerance, acceptance, and public responsibility. Born in Hong Kong, Madam Clarkson came to Canada as a refugee with her parents, William and Ethel Poy, in 1942. Fluent in English and French, she grew up in Ottawa and went on to earn a BA in English Literature from the University of Toronto's Trinity College, and later an MA. Madam Clarkson started telling Canada's stories through a rich career in broadcasting, journalism, and the arts. She worked as a host, a writer, and producer of several programs, including Take 30, Adrian at Large, and The Fifth Estate. She has penned 5 books and contributed numerous articles to newspapers and magazines across the country. Madam Clarkson has also directed several films and sat on the juries for distinctions such as the Giller Prize for Fiction, the Man Asian Literacy Prize, and the Banff Television Festival. Her personable approach to the role of Canada's 26th Governor-General redefined the public's perception of the job and raised considerable profile for the nation's armed forces after she took the post in 1999. She worked hard to pay tribute to Canada's veterans and service members and often visited troops in places like Kosovo, the Persian Gulf, and Afghanistan. Honored with 27 honorary doctorates, Madam Clarkson is a senior fellow at Massey College, an honorary fellow at the Royal Society of Canada, the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons, Trinity College, and the Royal Architectural Institute of Canada. She is also the Colonel-in-Chief of Canada's famous regiment, the Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry. The Blood Tribe of Alberta adopted her as an honorary chief, and Madam Clarkson is proud to retain her new title of Grandmother of Many Nations for her noteworthy contributions to the arts, public service, and nation building. Royal Roads University is proud to present Madam Clarkson for the honorary degree Doctor of Laws.
They want you to feel welcome. Madam Adrienne Clarkson, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Royal Roads University Act, and in accordance with the recommendations of the Board of Governors of Royal Roads University, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and honors here and elsewhere thereto appertaining. Dr. Adrienne Clarkson will now be hooded by Dr. Stephen Grundy, Vice President, Academic and Provost. President Alan Cahoon will now present Dr. Clarkson with her degree. It is with pleasure that I now call on Dr. Clarkson to deliver the convocation address.
Chancellor, President, Deans, members of the faculty, everyone who's graduating today, and all your friends and relatives. I'm very pleased to accept this honor of Doctorate of Laws, which Royal Roads confers on me today. I know this place with its fairy tale castle and beautiful grounds has a particular mission that is special in Canada in higher education. This is a place which understands that some people can't spend 4 years in one place, but must participate in the workplace at the same time as they are getting their education. I think this is a very important role to play in the education panoply that is offered in Canada. We have to learn to be wise and flexible in the way in which we approach higher education, and I think Royal Roads is setting a wonderful example in this area. I know that many of you have already been out in the world or are there now, and you're working, and you're wondering what the next stage is going to be for you. I always like to say one thing to students as they're leaving university with higher qualifications. You absolutely must do what you're good at, and you have to do what you enjoy. And most important, never do anything just for the money. Never believe that everything has only a monetary value, or that money is the most important measure of whether or not you have succeeded in society. So to succumb to this siren call would be the easiest way to wreck yourself on the rocks and lose your soul. You can have all that the world manufactures, advertises, makes you want, and still be empty and continually wanting more and being envious. My own personal credo has been that I have never done anything in my life for money, but I have always wanted to be paid as much as anybody can be for what I do. You did understand that distinction. The 30-odd years I spent in television in a highly visible profession, which was also rather competitive, taught me to think that way. I never worked for any other television network than the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation because it was public broadcasting that drew me to television and not the idea of doing television. And you should always question yourself as to why you are doing something and what will be the benefits to you. Monetary ones are only a part of the package. It's more important to understand what you're gaining through the work you're doing and how you are benefiting society and the public good. Of course, there are practical reasons why you have to make money, and the enormity of the student debt load means that many of you will have no option but to work and save for years until you can pay it off. And what I most dislike about student debt is that it takes away often or creates an imbalance in your other motivations. So that's why I'm giving you this little warning to keep in the back of your mind as you have to make very hard decisions. And I know that a lot of you want to help other people. I know a lot of you would like to feel useful. I know a lot of you would like to make a difference. And my counsel to you is make a difference. If you just listen to the siren call so prevalent today, you will basically become an exceedingly mediocre person. You will become a person interested only in your own advancement or the advancement of people exactly like yourself. You will become somebody who cares only about upgrading your car, your next vacation, your next Jimmy Choo shoes. If all of you who have the privilege of university education go on like that, then we can no longer have a society. We can only have what we call a society if we can get on with it and build things with people and learn about other people who are not like us. With people often whose opinions we don't care for, with people with whom we wouldn't want to sit down and share a stool at Tim Hortons with, or a bus shelter. And that is what making society means. Society is not a love-in. Society is about making sure that you have strong institutions, that you contribute to strong institutions and the education to make it possible for people of completely divergent backgrounds, interests, and beliefs to work toward a common goal, to work for the common good of humanity in your country, and to maintain society as the basis of our democratic values, our parliamentary system on the Westminster model, common law, freedom of expression. And it's very important to understand this. The depth of your education, your commitment to what you've learned will be measured by how you can cope in a society where everyone is not like you and not everyone is going to be your friend. Not everyone is like you. And that's something to remember. Not every human being is going to be a human being like you, but we are all human beings, and no human being is more human than any other. You know, I worry about friendship on Facebook. We can pretend people are our friends, and if you want to do that because you enjoy using the technology, go right ahead. But you must never feel in your heart of hearts That's real friendship. We're not living lives as Peter Pan here. We're living in a real world. And I want to tell you this, not everyone can be your friend. In Canada, we are really well placed to understand how different people are. Every year we accept 250 to 280,000 new immigrants, and every year about 80% of them takes up new citizenship. This week is Citizenship Week, and I've been at 3 ceremonies in 3 different places, one in Ottawa, one in Toronto, and one yesterday in Edmonton. And there are usually 50 new citizens, and they come from an average of 28 to 30 countries. That's what we have among us. We have the world here with us. And I think we want to make sure that the world that we have already created here in Canada can be maintained. I've just published a new book this week, and it's called Room for All of Us. And in it, I talk to 8 people, I profile them, who came to the country like I did, having lost everything in a war or through persecution or because of their fundamental beliefs in what is right. You could say those are only extreme positions of people who've come here. But I think each and every one of you know, either by your own experience, that of your parents, or your great-grandparents, that that is what we've all come to this country with, a sense of loss, and that we come to this country and we are transformed. And then we help to transform Canada. We here are learning to understand what it is like to live with all the peoples of this world, and it gives us a huge advantage as we look into the world and decide what we can do as a nation. We have to take advantage of this positive that has come to us because we are really quite a decent country. And we are a decent country because we came here poor. The Aboriginal people are the only original people in this country, but everybody from the 17th century on, the French, and everybody's successive waves of us came because they were poor, because they had nothing, because they were persecuted, because this was their last best hope. A poet says that home is the place where when you have to go there, they've got to take you in. And Canada has become home for us. Canada is our home because of that. It didn't take us because we were rich or good looking or we were going to bring income from estates in Britain or France or anywhere. It gave us land to open the West. It gave us a place to be. It took refugees. And in the first 10 years of the 20th century, when we started to really welcome immigrants to open the West, we took people coming up to the number of 400,000 in 1913. 400,000 immigrants came in 1913, just before the First World War. We took people that a third of whom had tuberculosis. We took people who were miserable out of the slums of Dublin, Glasgow, London, and they came because the word had gotten around a bit that if you got to Canada, maybe you could live. I mean, really, like exist. That your children could live, that you would get land, that you would do these. Out of the misery of the world, we created a country. And out of that sense of loss, we have created one of the countries that has the strongest democratic institutions in this world. It wasn't made with money. It was made with commitment. It was made with, we're here now, and we have to do the best we can. We have had that kind of feeling in us always. You know, countries of Europe in particular, and some of us, have birth rates that are falling precipitously. Yet they need immigrants if they're going to keep up high social standards that they already have. And they have no idea what to do about those immigrants. So when you see those disturbing images of youth burning cars in suburbs in Paris, or people rioting, or you hear Angela Merkel and and others say the death of multiculturalism, we can't do multiculturalism. They never have done multiculturalism. Immigrants to Europe, and I know this very well, having lived there for periods of time, they are not chosen as we choose our immigrants to become future citizens. That's why we have such a number of people going to our immigration offices in London, Paris, Delhi, because people know that once they are accepted here, within 3 to 5 years, they can become citizens. In Europe, you can be somebody who's lived for decades from Portugal, like a woman who worked for me as a housekeeper in the 80s. You can be there for 37 years, and you could be deported back to your country within 24 hours, and you never had any civil rights, no vote, nothing. And that's the way they have kept their so-called guest workers. They need to know how to now deal with a situation that they've had before. You know, in this country, it isn't that we have succeeded against all odds, considering where we came from. It's, in Canada, the fact that the odds are not against us. We have to know that when we pick our immigrants with the view of their becoming citizens, that they are going to be full members of what our society has. We should be grateful that we have a completely different point of view from the Europeans, on a human basis, for one, and we have a different way of integrating immigrants into our society as citizens. And that is why my hope, my lasting legacy as Governor General will be the Institute of Canadian Citizenship, who has a number of programs to help new citizens, starting from the day they become citizens, to be fully integrated into the mainstream of Canadian life. When people used to say to my family, very well-meaningly and very kindly when I was growing up, "Don't worry, you'll all be Canadians in a generation." My father, who was hilarious and a very wonderful man, said, "Don't ever listen to that. We're Canadians now, and we will be Canadians from now on." And that's what we were. In my book, I talk of the people who came out of these terrible catastrophes that I have witnessed in my life as a journalist and just living in Canada. The Vietnamese boat people, the arrival of the Americans who did not wish to participate in the American war in Vietnam, the expulsion of the Ismailis from East Africa, people who took refuge from Chile after the dictatorship of Pinochet. The people I talk about are a small boy who was a Vietnamese boat person and who now has won prize for being Best Cinematographer of the Year in Canada. The Ismaili child whose family had all of their goods taken away from East Africa and who's now the mayor of Calgary. The Chilean child fleeing Pinochet's dictatorship who is now an artist in Toronto. The Serbian writer at the breakup of Yugoslavia who came to Canada and now writes prize-winning novels in Serbian in a basement in Calgary. They're all becoming something in Canada that they could not have become had they stayed where they were. And I believe our immigrant stories are all played out against a kind of collective unconscious in all Canadians, which is that we have all known rejection. And we have all known that we have been, at some point in our lives, rejected. And we understand what it's like to go somewhere, and we are taken in. It's our home. I call it benevolent neglect. Nobody gets in your way in Canada. They feel fine towards you. They just let you be, and you can do what you can do. Education is a great part of this, and public education is critical to the integration of an immigrant country. It is the single most important thing, and I beg you to always support public education. And if I hear another story about people having to pay for different colored crayons for their kids in kindergarten, I'll go mad. The running thread through all my stories of people like Nadir Mohammed, whose family had a hardware store, in Arusha and who is now the president and CEO of Rogers Telecommunications. Of all those people, was that they came here having lost everything, and that public school and high school and university, all publicly funded, meant that people were mentored by their teachers who saw a spark in them and who helped them to become a part of the country by recognizing not only their intelligence, but also social skills like the ability to organize, to debate, and to help others. All of my people talk about their school teachers who helped them, and I have the highest regard for our school teachers. They do a job which we don't realize fully if we're not teaching, if we don't go to schools all the time, is the fundamental integration of our population into our dreams and our ideals of this country. And you know, there's often a misunderstanding that people who come to Canada have absolutely nothing, and we have everything, and they only want to come to Canada because we have everything and they have nothing. Believe me, my work at the Institute, and also before as Governor General, tells me this is absolutely not true. You take a person from Somalia, Ethiopia, Eritrea, the Horn of Africa, East Africa, Guinea-Bissau. Those people do not have the rule of law, they do not have democracy, they do not have freedom of association, they walk in fear sometimes in streets, but you know what they have? They have the most intense feelings of family, and not just nuclear, but extended family. And they have a sense of being able to be part of a community, and they give in that community. And that's what they bring to us, and our family ties are not that strong in Canada anymore. That's what they have to offer us, and they have a great deal more to offer us. In talking with Ismailis, who lived for generations in East Africa, Nadir Mohammed told me that coming to Canada and hearing that it was bilingual was nothing to him, because in their family they spoke Kuchi, which was the dialect of India. They spoke Gujarat because his grandmother came from Gujarati. They spoke Swahili because their clients for the store were African, and of course they spoke English. So at any given time when they were eating with extended family, he spoke Kuchi with his grandmother, Gujarati with his mother, English and Swahili with his father. And he said, the linguistic dualities of Canada are nothing compared to that. And that is also true for so many other people who come to our country. We are the ones who only glorify what we think is simplicity, and in fact, is ignorance. We know that in Canada, people recognize that they want to become part of us. Of our immigrants, 80% take up citizenship. It's the highest rate in the world. It's only 60% for the United States. And why do people want to become citizens? Because they would have had everything taken away from them. But also, they've brought with them those dreams, those strong dreams. You know, Jung said that the most powerful thing in any family's life is the unrealized dreams of the parents. And if that was true for middle-class Swiss people, think how much truer it is of immigrants and their families. The youngest person in my book is a 29-year-old Tamil woman from Sri Lanka who came here at the age of 5 and whose mother still works in the same warehouse in Mississauga packing boxes. And with her husband, who works in a door factory, they have put 3 daughters through university, with the daughters' help too, of course. That young woman is our first MP of Tamil origin at the age of 29. The process continues because that's how we are going to sustain ourselves. That's how we are going to become more than just something that was. That is going to be the way we're going to be. It's important to us to know that sustaining is going to carry on by reaching out to people who have nothing, to people who are subjected to terror, to deprivation, and who come to us because they need things. Always remember that if you make money, it can ruin you, but it certainly cannot save you. A country is only saved by its ideas, by its formative ideas, and these ideas, unlike money, are unseen. With the unseen idea, you have ethics and intellect, and that will spur you on, that will keep you going, that is what will be the meaning of your life. You know, I like to conclude, always, in these talks, with a quote from the Synoptic Gospel of St. Thomas. It was not included in the Gospels, finally, when they decided to put the Bible together in the 2nd century. But St. Thomas is very interesting. And what he says is, if you find out what is within you, and you bring out what is within you will save you. If you find out what is within you, and you do not bring out what is within you will destroy you. Congratulations to all of you today, and thank you for making me an alumna of Royal Roads.
Thank you so much, Madam Wilson. It's certainly our great fortune to be here with us today. Royal Roads University is proud to sit on a national historic site that offers such a diverse and unique setting for our students to study in. Today, we would like to share with you a piece of that experience to remember for the years to come. I now call upon Dr. Stephen Grundy, Vice President Academic and Provost, to present the Governor General's Silver Award winner to the Chancellor.
The Governor-General's Silver Medal is awarded to the graduating student who achieves the highest academic standing upon graduation from a bachelor's degree program this year. The recipient of the Governor-General's Silver Medal is Sarah Melody Gibson. I now ask the graduands to please rise for presentation to the Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I present to you this graduating class of Royal Roads University, on whom you have conferred the degrees, certificates, and diplomas to which they are entitled.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors and on the recommendation of the Academic Council of the University, I have admitted each of you to the credential for which you are entitled. I have invested you with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. May you always be mindful of the motto of this university, living or learning.
Please be seated. Mr. Chancellor and members of the Board of Governors, we will now present the graduates from their respective programs. I would like to introduce Dr. Matthew Hines, Dean of the Faculty of Social and Applied Sciences. I would also ask that you hold your applause until all the graduates in a particular program have been presented.
I am honored to present to you today graduates from our Master of Arts in Conflict Analysis and Management program. Patricia Desiree Anthony. Ashlyn Elizabeth Exley. Suzette Jenner Lewis. Maxine Mann, recipient of the Royal Roads University Entrance Award. Patricia Kathleen Robertson. Barbara Ann Sharp. All the graduates. I am honored to present to you today graduates from our Master of Arts in Disaster and Emergency Management program. Colin Frederick John Belshaw. Tito Nicolau Alberto Bond. recipient of the Daniel James Fraser Entrance Award and the Royal Roads University Entrance Award. Taryn Daniel Moore. Norma Louise Sorensen. Martin Stewart Spriggs. Rain Willem Tonoski. I am honored to present to you today graduates from our Master of Science in Environment and Management program. David James Dubois. Daryl Michael Downey. I am honored to present to you today graduates from our Master of Arts in Environmental Education and Communication program. Julie Solange Boucher. James Neil Gordon. Lindsay Clark McQueen. Todd Montgomery Nivens. Isaiah Kaki Yuan. I am honored to present to you today graduates from our Master of Arts in Human Security and Peacebuilding program. Peter Mills Blanco. Darcy D. Hedden. I am honored to present to you today graduates from our Master of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies program. Jeffrey Martin Renault. I am honored to present to you today graduates from our Master of Arts in Leadership program. Diane Bergeron and her companion, Max. Recipient of the Malt 2001 Award and Gwenlock MA in Leadership Scholarship. Anne Elizabeth Bowen. Is it Nina? Jenny Neda Bubala. Carly Chorney. Barbara Ann Crawford Newton. Glenn Gordon Duncan. Kelly Colleen Guichon. Cynthia Lisbeth Johansson. Roger William King. Dovery June MacDonald, recipient of the Founders Award. Carrie Lee Souvet. Jean Marie Schenk. Eileen Rachel Smith. Maureen Towns. Barbara Jean Walker. Gloria Colleen Lily Winston. Jennifer Bryden Walker. I am honored to present to you today graduates from our Master of Arts in Learning and Technology program. Franca Vanda Badusco. Bonnie Lucie Germaine Janson. Carolyn Heather Johnson. Clinton Charles Lalonde. Sherry Isabel McKeown. Paul Trevor Minstrel. Janet Patricia Parody. Marie Scarborough. Tony Vianney. Tracy Louise Watkin, recipient of the Founder Award. I am honored to present to you today graduates from our Master of Arts in Professional Communication program. Teresa Lynn Bateman. Leanne Marie Behrens. Nicole Susan Blanchette Nahili. Sarah Lynn Bowes. Pamela Jean Botterill. Colleen Margaret Boyle. Elizabeth Marie Chatterton. Monica Pearl Clifton. Margaret Louise Cox. Leanne Simone Crowley. Darcy Joanne Davidson. Stephanie Joy Dawson. Angela Mary Ann Hortense Frattaroli. Kelly Ann Friday. Erin Kathleen Giltonen. Christine Catherine Haltner. Reginald Robert Hampton. Colleen Lorna Haynes. David Cameron Headley. Amanda Claire King. Heather Charlotte Kirk. Jason Matthew Colt. Sneha Kulkarni. Sarah Margaret McFadden. Jean Louise McGregor, recipient of the Chancellor's Award. Linda Jean Manser. Tamara Susan Marshall. Patrick Joseph McCallum. Sarah Catherine Milligan. Jenna Ann Murray. Karen Ann Owen. Robin Quinn. Leanna Patricia Ritchie. Arjun Harjeet Singh, recipient of the Founders Award. Jacqueline Elizabeth Scallon. Catherine Jane Smitko. Kai Churn So. Shannon Patricia Tate. Christy Lee Tegg. Cole Thomas Thompson. Roberta Lynn Yaradid. Kimberly Dawn Zinke. I am honored to present to you today graduates from our Master of Arts in Professional Communication in Intercultural and International Communication program. Tanya Isthan Akehurst. Nicholas Michael Anstead. Alexandra Ray Bainford. Jason Michael Chow. Megan Helen Scarnalis. Samantha Patricia Collins. Tanya Ray Fizell. Ilya Roman Herb. Valerie Ann Horton. Yahweh Huang. Sarah Linda Lindstein. Christine Elizabeth Logus. Carol Lee Mammal. Krista Lee Matthews. Katrina Eyre McDermott. Annika Charmaine MacDonald, recipient of the Bart and Gale Award. Catherine Michelle Monker. Shauna Lucia Elisha Nevdov. Nicole Lynn Oliver, recipient of the Chancellor's Award and recipient of the Founders Award. John Mark Panetton. Celeste Vincenza Pedri. Claire Alana Peach. Caitlin Noreen Richardson. Wendy Elizabeth Shaw. Melissa Carla Stoltz. Rowan Leah Stritch, recipient of the Cassandra and Carl Sims Award. Darcy Erin Turan. Andrew Donald James Wright. Kimberly Ann Yarmuch. Donna Jane Siegler. Austin Vanderzee. I am honored to present to you today graduates from our Bachelor of Arts in Justice Studies program. Mia June Bailey. Eric Michael Chown, President's Scholar. Megan Constance Dovell. Jonathan Edwards. Angela May Fairman. Eve Katrina Gordon, recipient of the Founders Award. Marcia Lynn Weasel. Victoria Michelle Helming. Anna Emily Horrell, recipient of the Chancellor's Award and President's Scholar. Selena Catherine Ordell. Chisato Kamiya. Claudette Mary Coleridge. Megan Julia Coop. Cindy Cheryl Lawrence, recipient of the Royal Roads University Entrance Award. Christopher Charles Locker, President's Scholar. Kirsten Andrea McDonald. Haley Desiree Marie Masters, recipients of the Royal Roads Entrance Award. Alana Kayla Nehu. Mitchell Douglas Nystrom. Amanda Sarah Pasquini. Sanji Sophia Scott. Sandra Kathleen Weems. I'm honored to present to you today graduates from our Bachelor of Arts in Professional Communication program. Courtney Ruth Allen. Emily Christine Allard House, President's Scholar Award. Kimberly Ann Aspinall. Anita Kaur Atwell. Alexandra Jean Bain. Walker Norman Bannard, President's Scholar. Bianca Yvonne Bards. Jason Eric Berg. Katie Emma Burden. Laura April Bush. Robin Joyce Campisi. Darlene Carol Carty. Tanya Karen College. Alexandra Nora Collins. Janine Lucille Cote. Robin Harris Cran. Christopher Blake Elliott Dancox. Chastity Ann Davis, recipient of the Founders Award. Helen Elizabeth Diaz. Janelle Lee DePel. Erin Garth Esler, recipient of the Wild Rose Alumni Impact Award and the Royal Roads University Entrance Award. Brian Glenn Frankson, President's Scholar. Mohammed Zamia Houri. Lisa Dawn Gibbs. Deanna Louise Grogan. Jamie Lee Heenan. Graham Amelvena Henderson. Jan Gerard Hutchins. Sandra Marie Irvine. Kristen Julia Itsumi. Roxanne Kelly. Donald Carter Kennedy. Stephanie Rodriguez Clack, recipient of the Chancellor's Award and President's Scholar. Andrea Michelle Klassen. Elsa Lorraine Victoria Lapp. Sonia Emily Lashuk. Ashley Kathleen Letts. Alexander Walter Link McLaughlin. Leanne Sarah Magnuson. Michelle Juliette May. Lindsay Nicole McPherson. Michelle Julia Cavallo. Alexander Opong Kwoma. Caitlin Siobhan O'Brien. Fulia Ashleen Askul. Dolores Elaine Mary Plant. Lindsay Elaine Pepping, recipient of the Founders Award and recipient of the Dr. Nicholas Rubich Award. Patricia Diane Popel. Melanie Ray Ransom. Erin Reel Richards. James Lee Schneider. Justin John Schneider. Justine Shu. Kirsten Chloe Stein. Tracy Ann Stewart, recipient of the Royal Roads Entrance Award. Adam Randall Story. Lynette Sukar. Ryan Patrick Zatmary. Amy Catherine Mary Todd. Karen Jean Walker. Heather Lynn Waters. Camden Matthew Wright. I am honored to present to you today graduates from our Bachelor of Science in Environment Management program. Alana Morban. I'm honored to present to you today graduates from our Bachelor of Science in Environmental Science program. Kevin James Bernard, recipient of the McTaggart-Cowan for Excellence in Environmental Leadership Award and the McTaggart-Cowan Excellence in Project Leadership Award, the Royal Roads University Entrance Award, and the BC Hydro Environmental Scholarship. Eric John Dimek. Yeri Eikenar, President's Scholar. Trevor MacArthur Fordyce. Sarah Melody Gibson, recipient of the Governor General's Silver Medal, the Chancellor's Award, President's Scholar, McTaggart-Cowan Excellence in Project Leadership Award, and First Team Consulting Limited Award for Environmental Science 420 Best Project and Environmental Science 421 Top Student in the course. Matthew Michael Girard, President's Scholar, recipient of the Royal Roads Entrance Award. Erin Nicole Greenoff, recipient of the Founders Award. Ashley Faye Günther. Crystal Dawn Handley. Naomi Michelle Harder, recipient of the McTaggart-Cowan Excellence in Project Leadership Award and the Royal Roads Custodial and Housekeeping Recycling and Sustainability Award and the Royal Roads University Entrance Award. Carly Dawn Hagen, President's Scholar, recipient of the McTaggart-Cowan Excellence in Project Leadership Award and the Royal Roads University Entrance Award. Courtney Bree Howes, recipient of the McTaggart-Cowan Excellence in Project Leadership Award. Lindsay Elizabeth Jackman. Jordan Matthew Comerfield. Brian Ashford Laloge. Andrea Lynn McIntosh, recipient of the Royal Roads Custodial and Housekeeping Recycling and Sustainability Award. Sheldon Victor Miller. Ryan Francis Michael Murphy. Malcolm Reynold Ian Nicol, President's Scholar. Stephen Rodney Peberdy. Stephanie Laura Pellegrino. Tiffany Lee Pither, recipient of the Royal Roads University Entrance Award. Kelsey Ray Rochford. Jonathan Edward Samet. Christopher James Shoemaker. Lenore May Stone, recipient of the McTaggart-Cowan Excellence in Project Leadership Award. Catherine Ann Taylor. Katie Ann Thacker, recipient of the McTaggart-Cowan Excellence in Project Leadership Award and the Royal Roads University Entrance Award. Vincent Albert Van Dongeren. Catherine Mary Walsh. Adam John Waschenfelder. Cynthia Lucia Frias. I am honored to present to you today the graduates from the following certificate and diploma programs: the Certificate in Environmental Practice, Robert Victor Baser, the Diploma in Conflict Analysis and Management, Lola Adayton Hannah, the Diploma in Disaster and Emergency Management, Rhonda Joyce Lowen Hutchinson.
All I can say is there's a lot of happy faces or smiles on those people as they come across the stage. Convocation signals the end of one phase of your engagement with Royal Roads University. It also launches a longer-term relationship, an association I believe will make you proud of your alma mater, as we are proud of you. Attend the alumni events, connect online. We know that we want to hear from you, and we want you to continue to be engaged with us. The connections you have made on campus with fellow students, with faculty, are not lost after graduation. Use those relationships as the foundation for whatever it is you choose to do next. We have high expectations of you, the graduates of Royal Roads University. We challenge you to take what you have learned and make a difference in society, to use your knowledge and skills you've acquired as you assume leadership roles in our community and in your chosen careers. Work with us as alumni, as colleagues, to keep Royal Roads innovative, relevant, and adding value to the people of British Columbia and beyond. Will the graduates please rise? I ask your family, friends, faculty, and staff of the university to join me in applauding each of you on the completion of your programs. And while the graduates are standing, I invite you, the graduates, to applaud your family, friends, and faculty and staff who've helped you along the way. Please be seated. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, this completes the convocation. I'd like to thank the many staff and faculty who have contributed to making this day successful. To all our guests, Madam Clarkson, Cedric Steele, thank you for your inspiring words. And thank you for sharing this special event with us. The formality of our proceedings demonstrates the importance we attach to the traditions of higher education. And we hope the pomp and circumstance have contributed to making this day truly memorable.
Graduates and their guests are invited to attend the Royal Roads University Open House being held in Hatley Castle on the grounds of Royal Road University following the ceremony. We hope you will join us for a chance to reconnect and share your experience with friends and family. Please rise and remain standing at your seats until the academic platform party has exited the theater. And once again, to our graduates, congratulations.